One of the things I want to say to people out there that may be considered ADHD or neurodivergent, for me, it wasn't until 2 years ago that I discovered that I was creative. Now, that sounds funny to say, but you see, living in a world where, the world tried to funnel us and normalize and homogenize us through education, left me experiencing myself as somebody that was broken. And my creativity and my thought process became a basis of rejection, usury, ridicule. And it was something to be suppressed as I sought a life merely attempting to be normal. Taught that, I was deficient in some manner was something that, had a disastrous impact on my life. Because it wasn't that I was deficient, it was just that there were other areas of profound proficiency, particularly creativity, pattern recognition, mechanical aptitude, and a lot of the things that I use even here in the context of making videos talking about relationships with narcissists, merely drawing on my own experience and being able to take things like terminology and break those all the way apart and fit them in, a model that just keeps growing within my imagination. And so, I remember the moment where I discovered I was different. I've always known that I was different, but that difference occurred as not an advantage, but a disadvantage. And so I was actually on the phone with engineers discussing my supercharger. And when I got off the phone, one of these narcissistic people that was supposed to be working on the development of the supercharger got in my face really angrily and basically announced that we're canceling the supercharger, that there's no way we can do it, we don't have the capabilities. And it was a very heartbreaking experience, but something in my mind clicked where, well before I understood NPD, I could see that there was a big difference between us, because when he was saying that we couldn't do it, like I was actually doing it, and I can see the whole thing, including the fulfillment of it. I generated all the design ideas and concepts and engineering behind it, so I fully understood everything. And something in my mind clicked where I had to take responsibility for being somebody that had vision and creativity. That this was something that, inspired me, because up until that moment, it was such an uphill battle just to get people to align with my ideas, let alone try to fulfill them. So that discovery actually unlocked my creativity, where it wasn't something I feared or had to dismiss or withhold or suppress. And so, now looking at, putting a life back together, after having received a diagnosis for ADHD, it's really clarified what my strengths are and had me confront, the reality that I've been trying to fit, like a square peg in a round hole, if you will, and that I can, find ways to build a life that caters to my advantages and, mitigate, some of the things that are ongoing challenges.